Oh, certainly. I'm sorry. I want to say hello. Hi.
Tim Hayes.
Yeah, oh, that's right. I saw you over there. You just looked a little different. Okay, well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the campus of the University of Virginia's College at Wise. And I'm so pleased to announce this morning that UVa-Wise is now planning to join the South Atlantic Conference, or the SAC, as we all call it around here. This will be for athletics, and we're planning to make this move in the fall of 2019. So I'm very excited and pleased to share this with everyone today. So with that, we have Commissioner Patrick Britz with us today, who is the commissioner of the SAC, and I'm pleased to introduce him and to say a few words. Patrick?
Thank you, Chancellor Henry. And yes, effective July 1, 2019, UVa-Wise will become a full member of the South Atlantic Conference. This has been a process for about 3 years, to be quite honest. When about 3 years ago, when Brevard announced that it would be leaving the South Atlantic Conference to transition to Division III, that left us with 11 schools. And we knew as a league we definitely wanted to get back to 12, but we have been extremely deliberate and choosy about who that 12th member would be. We have always been a league that has wanted quality over quantity. We had plenty of options within our geographic footprint that we could have picked from, and I don't say that to be cocky, but there are quite a few schools in that area that we could have picked from. And we have had our eye on UVa-Wise, but it's a very historic day. It'll be the first public institution, state-funded institution, that's become a member of the SAC. The SAC was formed in 1974 as a football-only league, became a multi-sport league in 89-90, and then joined Division II in 91-92. And we have always been all private, small enrollment, same geographic footprint, and liberal arts universities and colleges. So to add UVa-Wise was no small feat, and it took a little while for our presidents and our schools to kind of come to grips with that. But after reviewing it and getting to know Chancellor Henry and Kendall and the entire staff here at UVa-Wise, we felt very comfortable that even though it's a state school, they are more like us than quite a few of the private schools in our area. So we feel very comfortable, very excited about adding them. Obviously one of the big factors is the fact they have football, and that helps our football stability in the conference a great deal. And the other part of this is it helps our schools, like I like to say, on this side of the mountain. We've got Carson-Newman, LMU, Tusculum, Mars Hill, and all of our expansion over the last several years had kind of been on the other side with Queens and Coker and Anderson. So this helps those schools as well, and we needed to help them out a little bit from a stability and scheduling and travel standpoint. And the benefits for UVa-Wise are very similar from a travel standpoint. So we are very excited to add them as our 12th member and look forward to a long partnership with the university and Chancellor Henry and Kendall. And I'll be happy to take any questions or turn it back over to Chancellor Henry. Wow, I guess I said it all. Okay. Yes.
Same question for both of you. Can you walk me through this process? Who approached who first, and anything else?
I think it was a mutual approaching about 3 years ago, and at that time, I'll be very honest, our conference just wasn't ready to make that move. So we kind of let it rest for a little while, and then probably in the fall, Kendall, I reached out and said, you know, would you guys still be somewhat interested? And the interest was there, so we went forward from there. I made a visit in December, and then our board approved a visit, and we had an evaluation team come in February, late February, and reported back to our board. And then last week, our board met via teleconference to review the report and the recommendation and voted to make an invitation. And then we went from there, and the university was willing to accept that invitation. Does that help? Okay, yep.
I think what I'd like to add is, since I've been at UVa-Wise, we transitioned to Division II athletics, NCAA Division II athletics, and as a member of the Mountain East Conference, they gave us that opportunity, and I'd like to thank them for the work that they've helped us along that path. The difference from my perspective between our competition in the Mountain East Conference and in the SAC is really about distance and footprint. The Mountain East travel is a lot more difficult for our students. Distances can be 6 or 7 hours. They're missing class. We're spending time in hotels. The schools in the SAC are on average a lot closer to us, so we can do daytime travel. They're a lot more directly in our footprint. So I think that we can develop some great rivalries between UVA-Wise and the other schools. And so I think that's really the win-win for us as we look at this moving forward. I have nothing but positive things to say about our experience in the Mountain East Conference, and I'm appreciative of Commissioner Amos in that regard, and but looking forward to this new opportunity in the SAC. Yeah, I think I'm going to turn this over to the athletic director, who's a little bit more facility with that. Kendall, why don't you come up so everyone they can hear?
Sam, that would be different for all sports, cost-wise, but we predict that our travel time and subsequently costs will reduce roughly 30% within transitioning from the Mountain East to the South Atlantic. Sure. So the average travel time, and I'll give you the example. The travel time, we have 4, as Commissioner Britz mentioned, 4 schools within the South Atlantic Conference that are within a closer or the same distance as our closest opponent in the Mountain East Conference, which is Concord. So we have 4 schools closer than our closest school in the Mountain East. The average travel time in the Mountain East is roughly 4.5–4.45 hours on the road. And in our division, 3.5 hours. The South Atlantic overall is average travel time 3.5 hours.
What was the longest trip?
Notre Dame College would have been our longest trip, close to 7 hours, and Shepherd University close to that as well.
By bus?
By bus, yeah. That's right, yeah. Any other questions for any of us?
In the spirit of transparency and collegiality, which I think Division II is a big part of, Commissioner Amos and I have been in very close communication throughout this entire process. This was not a cloak and dagger type situation by any stretch of the imagination. The university was very upfront with them, as were we. So, they depart on very good terms, and Commissioner Amos and I are on excellent terms as well. So I just want to make sure that everyone is aware of that.
When does all this take effect?
Well, yeah, well, the transition will begin immediately. We're going to invite them to attend our spring meeting this late May. They won't attend actual conference meetings as non-voting members until the spring of 2019. And then we will start working on schedules immediately for the 2019-20 academic year and beyond, and encompassing them. Yeah, it is very quick. Yeah, so.
Do you have other planned speakers?
No, unless you'd like to hear from anyone else.
I'd like to ask the coach, the football coach, a couple of questions. If you don't mind.
Okay. All right. Thanks, everyone. Yep.
It's good to get good news.
Yes, I agree.